Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beers and Boost. I'm Barry,
I'm Zach.
I'm Nathan.
and apparently Nathan's loud. He's low. He's loud. He's low.
hmm
Fuck it. Who cares?
We'll
Here we
deal
are
with it.
again.
During the intro, he
Uh,
got louder again.
yeah, of course. Quarantine week 3 now,
Uh,
or remote recordings week 3.
yeah, I was gonna say I've been in the house for a month now. So
Yeah. Interesting
What is it
stuff.
like? Is it June now? What time of year is it? I don't know.
I got no idea. Days don't exist anymore.
is it Thursday? Is it Wednesday? What is today? Honestly,
What
I
are
don't know.
days?
Like I was working last week and remoted in and looked at my calendar. I was like, "Oh shit, it's Thursday? I thought it was like
Yeah.
Tuesday. Where am I?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, we got a little bit of news. We'll start with Total Recall like we always do. And Ford, unsurprisingly, is back. They're recalling about 55,000 trucks and SUVs for a transmission oddity. The 2020 F-150, Ranger, and Expeditions are being recalled for a clip that locks the shift cable to the transmission that may have been installed wrong and can come out of place. So you're like, okay, cool, I'm in park. Get out of your truck, walk away. It rolls away because it's in neutral. Not a good
Yeah.
thing.
It's a
Uh,
great thing you want to have happen
yeah,
when you're out and you're like, I shouldn't be out. I'm out anyway.
yeah. And now you're going to have to talk to someone because you just rolled through 10 Priuses? Prii?
Preoxysis?
Well, I saw an
Yes.
article the other day talking about lotus and the plural of lotus. The
Lo-
plural of lotus is like fish, lotus.
I like
So
Lotus C's better.
yeah, well, officially, according to Lotus, the plural is lotus. So I'd assume the plural of Prius is Prius.
Look at all them Prius.
So many Prius.
So much fish.
Look at all them deer. Wait.
Deers
Anyway.
is correct.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Ford will start fixing the affected vehicles April 27th. The fix is to replace the clip or reinstall it correctly. So, if you have...
apparently,
Go ahead.
when I was reading one of the articles talking about this, because there's like 6 or 7 articles out there reporting on this. This is a pretty big recall, obviously, as you might lose your vehicle. But one of them was saying that the reason they're being recalled is because they were too hard to install correctly.
I
So
mean,
they were installed in hopes that they just didn't break.
that's not how this works.
I think we should say the old adage, like the failure to plan on your end does not does
Yeah.
not mean that's my problem.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job, Ford. Just it's too hard. So we'll just hope to put it together correctly.
Just stick some duct tape on it. Got it.
The difficulty level was turned up that day, and they weren't ready for it.
They didn't have the
I'm not
ground
ready
speed.
for all Madden car.
Yeah.
All right, and moving on, FCA, again, unsurprisingly, is back with a little under 313,000 of the 2019 to 2020 Jeep Gladiators, Jeep Cherokees, Jeep Grand Cherokees, Jeep Wranglers, Jeep Renegades, Chrysler Pacificas, Dodge Durangos, Dodge Challenger Coupes, and Ram 1500s, 2500s, and 3500s.
So the only thing not being recalled is the Charger.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, they were being recalled for a software error that could cause the rear view camera to continue showing even when you come out of reverse. Not a terrible issue to
Didn't
have.
they have that issue previously, or someone else had that issue a while back?
Nissan.
Yeah, they had one where you could adjust the camera, turn off the rear view, and if you set your settings and then come back, it kept your settings, which apparently was wrong.
That's right. It was a settings issue, and they were getting rid of that setting.
Pretty much, yeah. But FCA is going to push an over-the-air update to fix the issue. Oh, what a world we live in.
Side note, did you notice the cat moved?
Oh, he did. I don't have a cat this week, I'm sorry.
I added an apple.
I should just get like a mango and put it up here.
Yeah. We'll just rotate out pictures every week.
Could.
Anyway, so back into Corona news. Apparently, the light's like coming up underneath my eyeball now. So sorry if I look weird. With all
That's
the
fine.
sporting events
You did to
canceled,
begin with.
fuck off. So with all the sporting events canceled, a lot of the arenas are not being used to their, pandemic potential, which is bad on these owners who own all of these stadiums and events. Um, Not to mention the fact that most of them are relying on players to pay the staff out of their own charity. A lot of NBA players have said we'll pay the money, like Zion Williamson said he'd pay the salaries of all of the staff member that New Orleans is laying off. And there's a couple other ones out there doing it as well, but it's like, why aren't the owners who make tons and tons of money on doing it?
Have tons and tons of money.
Yeah, well, the perfect example is my Spurs. Love my Spurs. Not a huge fan of Daniel Levy, but that's a different point. All the players are getting paid. Daniel Levy's getting paid. All other staff members, period, down from stadium workers to their IT CIO, all being laid off without pay. Well, someone did the math and found out that if you paid all of their salaries for a month, it would cost roughly $350,000 for 1 month. How much does Daniel Levy make in 1 month? $300,000.
Weird. Funny how those numbers are pretty close.
Yeah. Interesting.
I saw an interesting article today. Tillman Fertitta, that owns the Houston Rockets, the Rockets are doing fine. He's doing fine with that, except his restaurant business that earned him enough money to buy the Rockets is without cash. They have because restaurants.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting. It's like the only business I have that's doing well is the NBA.
This is the NBA, who's not doing anything right now.
Okay, then.
Yeah, but a lot of those stadiums are going unused, unfilled. They're not doing anything with them. But someone that is doing something with them is Daytona. The Daytona, famous 500 raceway, or famous NASCAR. They do other things with it, but Daytona 500 is very well known. Oddly enough, they're setting themselves up for a testing site to allow 500 people per day. And they will continue to do it 7 days a week until they run out of testing supplies. So if you're in the Daytona, Florida area and you need to get tested, you can head over there and they'll take care of it for now.
Yeah.
So moving on to some more news action. A lot of unsafe stuff is happening because of coronavirus is closed out all the streets. All the people are supposed to be indoors.
Yeah.
Well, what they're doing is they're taking their car and going outdoors to 100 miles an hour down some random streets. So apparently what's going on is a lot of cities like LA, New York, Houston, Denver, they're all reporting that there's a lot more uptick in accidents and speeding happening.
Well,
and a lot of cities... Oh, go ahead.
It's a closed course. It's fine.
Exactly.
Well, as someone that gets out every day, because I am still driving to work, I can tell you I have been passed since everything got kind of locked down. I've been passed by people going at least 100, almost 20 times.
Oh, yeah.
We were
Absolutely
on the highway the other day, and I was doing 75, 80, and this 90s Honda Accord just he had to have been doing 110.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing is a lot of cities were told, hey, lax up on the speeding tickets, lax up on everything.
Yeah.
We don't want our cops to get infected and then start infecting other people as well. So everybody's going to take a kind of a soft touch to all of this. And that's what's causing a whole bunch of speeding out there. I can't say I don't see the thrill in that. I mean, like Zach said, it's a locked, closed court. I definitely want to do it, but we don't promote that as an entity.
Nope. Obey the law.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying now that I have tires that won't send me off the road if I go above a certain speed, I don't know. Pretty tempting.
Pretty tempting. Yeah, no, it's nice when you see those back empty roads are actually fully empty.
Mm-hmm.
But
up here,
I'll say this. All of the people that have passed me have been on the interstate.
Yeah.
So it's not side road.
And
I wouldn't speed on the interstate. That's just boring.
It depends on how fast you're going. But, traffic up here really hasn't reduced that much as far as I've seen the couple times I've been out, which is stupid.
Well, I mean, Arkansas has a D or an F grade for lockdown.
Yeah, I
So
saw an article they were talking about like, any gathering indoors or outdoors over 10 people unless it's a religious thing, can't do it. It's like,
yeah.
seriously? Okay, let's pack 200 people into a church right now. That's smart.
Well, thankfully, a lot of
So,
churches are knocking that off themselves, but the state's not requiring it.
Right.
So
so in other news, Friday afternoon, I just went out and drove for a while.
I've done that a couple times now.
I just drove. Let's see what I do. I went uh, out, like basically, I did whatever the road is that connects 412 to Goshen, and then Goshen all the way down to Elkins, like just like those windy, like little, like wooded roads, just to like. I think I was out of the house for about an hour,
Hmm.
and then I got
nice.
home. It was
Hmm.
fun.
Yeah, I did that the other day. I just like went up to Rogers and then back down to Springdale and came home. Like I didn't do anything. I wanted to get out of the house. I wanted the windows down, and it was a nice day. It was like 70 degrees, so went on a drive.
We've been doing that, just going out into the porch, having a couple beers, acting like we're on a patio at a brewery.
That's one thing that I miss, especially with the weather being nice right now. Well, not
Yeah.
today, but
It's getting nice now,
uh,
but
I can't see behind the blackout curtain.
let more light in. No, so back to it.
You couldn't see Nathan at all. He was the unlocked character screen, or
Uh,
the locked character
Did you
screen.
see it, Barry?
I did not.
It's pretty bright outside.
It is pretty
Yeah.
bright now.
It was raining so hard earlier.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, back to it. High End Days in Division is looking like it's doing. I mean, they've been doing some really creative things. They look really awesome. I mean, the Veloster N mid engine, gotta
What,
have it.
what was
But
it, the RM90 or something they called it? I think.
something kind of funky like that. But they teased us about a week ago with the Palisade,
Palisade.
Palisade Inn. And yeah, if you guys want to take a look at that, we don't really know anything other than the shape of what it looks like, and it's that nice baby blue, light blue kind of color that they've been going with their end cars. All their end cars have this color. I gotta say, it looks great, and it's probably, we don't know anything yet. I would assume it's probably going to be their 500 horsepower answer to the M series SUVs and the AMG SUV. So this is probably their competition piece for their German competitors
Yeah.
if they make it.
So I was on the highway yesterday because I had to do 2 liquor stores to find the beer, and I saw an X4 M40i. Like, why does it have to be? I was so confused. Like, I saw X4 and then I saw the M like logo and then M40i. I was like, what?
Why
What?
isn't it just the M edition?
Because BMW is the only thing I can assume.
Yeah.
Why do you have to solve a chemistry equation to understand what a
Seriously.
car is?
That's actually, yeah, that's exactly what their naming scheme is. It's like, let's put an equation up, and if you can solve it, there's the name.
They're just now catching up to Breaking Bad.
Right. I think the Palisade looks really good.
It does look.
I mean, it's a big SUV, so you're kind of limited as to what you can do style wise. It's very nice compared to like say the Blazer or something like that that's come out recently. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the way the Blazer looks, but this I like. So.
Yeah, I actually do like it, surprisingly.
But so Mazda, there's a lot of rumors going around with what they're going to do with their new rotary motor that they're looking at making. And the latest rumors are that the MX-30 EV could get a power edition via a Wankel motor. Looks like the EV that they're pushing out right now is not coming to America, but it probably wouldn't do very well if it did come to America anyway, as it only pushes out 143 horsepower and 130 MPCs, both pretty low numbers.
Yeah.
But if they tie this Wankel spinner to it, they could be giving it a range extension of 20, double the range extension on it. So could be doing 260 MPCs, but also would boost the horsepower somewhere between 20 and 25 horsepower. So you could be looking at 170 horsepower, 250 miles per charge. that's pretty good. Now, granted, it comes more into a hybrid than an EV, but still not bad.
I mean, that's what Tammy's Rogue, I think it's only like 175 horsepower.
I mean, the primary motor is still going to be the electric motor there. Like that's going to be your primary source of power. So at least, if you're talking about the evolution of hybrids, moving from the main motor being, combustion over to it just kind of improving an EV, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
it's still like
shifting
everything else is like,
yeah.
It's like one of those there's just companies that are making cars that can go that range with that horsepower to begin with. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just Mazda's attempt. We mentioned last week had their 2030 Zoom Zoom plan, where they want to do innovative stuff and not necessarily only EVs. So they are putting a lot of effort into how can they make the best combustion fuel efficiency? How can we make hybrids? How can we do alternative fuels? I mean, they're looking at algae-based fuels, hydrogen fuel, and hybrids. So I mean, they're looking at doing all the things, which is nice. I kind of wish they would choose one route and go with it, because Mazda is very good. They engineer some good stuff.
They're probably just looking for what's going to be the most cost effective and profitable for us. So let's dabble in each, then find the path we're going to keep, rather than just diving in head first.
I want a full-blown Wankel with an electric torque assistance. That's what I want.
You and me both, brother. But the image of it, the little concept image is below if you guys wanted to check that. Zach, if you wanted to pop it up there for our discussion area. It's just a nice little crossover. It's nothing crazy.
No, it's not bad. It's pretty similar.
I like some of the lines on it, actually, on the concept.
Yeah.
It's pretty similar to, what is it, like the CX-5 or something they have now? It looks like a Mazda SUV.
CX-3. The 3. Yeah. They actually look really good, and they're pretty small in comparison. They actually kind of reminds me of a blend between a Mazda SUV and the Honda Urban.
Yeah.
I was about to say, it's the Urban. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little bigger. So a couple of weeks ago, I'm just now finding some of this news because the news has been so sporadic because it's all Corona based. But a couple of weeks ago, Tesla came out and confirmed that the Cybertruck is going to get that solar panel roof on it. But the solar panel roof is going to do a different thing than what they normally do. So apparently, back when the Model 3 came out, they were originally going to make the solar panel roof a whole thing, and it would add in NPCs to their actual range. Well, Tesla found out that it would not be worth it to do that, so they would just use a solar roof to power your heated seats, your radio, your stuff on the inside, basically, your accoutrement to the car. And apparently the Prius has been working on this for a while, but they can only get about 2 NPCs added via the solar roof.
They don't do a ton.
Tesla figured it out and is able to actually take the solar panel roof that they're putting on the back of it and add it to the actual drivetrain, which they say will give you an extra 15 NPCs per day. So,
to the drivetrain?
They figured drivetrain is not what I meant. I meant power. Like I don't know.
Okay.
What do you call the EV? Like it's not the battery. It's like the movement.
I guess it would be powertrain.
Propulsion unit.
Let's go with that one.
Yep, I like that one.
Propulsion unit. All right, so you're going to get an
extra more sci-fi.
Well, Cybertruck, sci-fi. So yeah, but you'll get an extra 15 NPCs towards your propulsion device. So,
per day?
Per day. Yeah. So if you park your Cybertruck outside, let it get some sun, they're saying you can get 15 miles on that alone, which for me, that would get me to work.
I was going to say, I could do work, park it there, come home, and never actually have to plug it in. Like that's enough a difference for me.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to buy one.
Well, that's decided. Zach's getting a Cybertruck. Yeah, it's happening.
It didn't look so
you don't
bad.
You don't get a say in this, Zach. It's just happening.
Damn it.
But yeah, it's pretty cool that they're able to do that. I hope they are able to do that because it's like another step towards the EV revolution. Because if you can get away from having to use coal power or natural power in any way, or non-natural power to get yourself anywhere.
I was going to say, we want the natural power.
Yes, you want the natural power. You want the wind, you want the solar, you want the water. What's that called?
Hydroelectric.
Yes. thank you. But you want that kind of stuff. So good job, Tesla. Looking forward to seeing what happens with it. Now, probably the second coolest piece of news all week, the Toyota Hilux is getting a new variation, and it is called the Black Bison Edition, and it looks just insanely aggressive.
I kind of love it.
Yeah.
I'm not a truck guy, but I kind of love this.
Yeah.
It's the new villain in the next Transformers movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. It looks fantastic and just absolutely aggressive as I'll get out. Well, apparently this is Toyota's answer to the Ranger Raptor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently this, the Hilux, supposedly the Bison Edition is not going to get a new motor. Well, the Japanese motor is a 2.8 liter 4-cylinder diesel. Pushes at 174 horsepower and 331 foot-pounds of torque. Now, that is a lot larger and a lot less efficient than what comes in the Ranger Raptor, which is a 2-liter twin-turbo, 210 horsepower, 370 foot-pounds of torque. So performance-wise, doesn't look like it's going to keep up, but looks may count more than performance here.
Yeah,
The Rock will be driving this in the next Hobbs and Shaw movie.
Probably.
It's just going to happen.
Yes.
The Ranger Raptor looks pretty aggressive, but this is... it kicks it up a couple notches with the hood scoops and like the built-in lights.
And the giant fender flares.
Mm-hmm.
And the angry eyes.
Yeah. Little other notes about it. It gets 20-inch wheels, and the wheel arches themselves, I think, are 22 inches. Or something, or maybe got a 20-inch lift. It wasn't specified as exactly what it got. The only thing they did say exactly it's going to get these 20-inch wheels that come on it. So what you see pictured is what it does get. So,
and they're a nice like super dark bronze, which I like. That little, because everything else is black. So giving that little hint of color is a nice little touch.
Yeah. Now, for the coolest news of the week, let's talk about some C8.
Oh.
So C8s have been coming out a decent amount past 2 or 3 weeks, I think, is when they finally got released to the consumer. And I don't know about you guys, but within a couple of days, I've seen death upon death upon death of people taking their C8 and crashing it. Probably because these empty streets are like, or they're drinking and driving, stupid stuff like that. Which we don't condone. This is a podcast about beers and about cars, just never together. But anyway, there is a guy out there on YouTube. His YouTube name is, let me find it here so that way we're not, his YouTube name is just Edward. He has 12 subscribers as of this morning when I saw this video.
How did
Ted!
you...
What?
I don't know. You said Edward, and I was like, oh, Ted. Yeah, I know him.
Well, the video only had like 5,000 views. I don't know how people haven't seen it. But people are doing 0 to 60 tests. Now, Chevy came out and said 0 to 60 for this car is 2.9 seconds. Nope. 2.69. Holy shit. Yeah, nice. But yeah, he did 2 runs in a row and got 2.69. 0 to 60 with just launch control, revved it up to 3,500, hit it, boom. Now, I understand that in numbers aspect of it, 2.9 to 2.69 is almost nothing. But car manufacturers spend billions of dollars to figure out how to drop 1/10 of a second. And Corvette's just telling us, yeah, it'll do 2.9, but with actually giving you 2.69 seconds. Like,
jeez.
Well, you have to think about this. Let's think about this logically. This is a GM company. And we know they're worried about scaring people by saying something's too fast because of the Cadillacs. So, there's a big difference. 0.2 seconds. That 50-year-old guy might not buy it new. He'll just buy it used.
Yeah. But in all actuality, this is insane that we've been talking about this car might be the best supercar you could buy. Like, period. $60,000, and you get all of this kind of performance out of it, and that you're actually getting better performance than what they said you would get. Like, this car is insane, and I want one so bad.
Well, I sent that video a while back. I can't remember if it was the Hennessy Corvette or what, but like he didn't even do launch control. He just let off the brake, hit the gas, and first gear was just done. And it was so fucking violent.
Yeah, that was the Hennessy.
Yeah. So a little different, but still, damn.
That's all I had this week for news. You guys got anything else you found?
Yes, Tammy sent me something. Kind of some sad news, actually. Do you guys know Sterling Moss?
The name sounds familiar.
Yes, I know the name.
So he's
Driver?
he's a British motor racing legend. He sadly passed away at 90 yesterday.
Damn, that sucks.
Mercedes made a car. I think it was the just Merc Sterling Moss. Yep. They basically took the I forgot what it was now. They took one of their cars and chopped the top completely off. Oh god, what? SLR McLaren. They took the SLR McLaren, chopped the top off, and it was called the Sterling Moss.
Nice.
Drive Tribe, just the other day someone did a cool concept with an MR2. Did you guys see that?
The one that's supposed to look like the Centenario or whatever it was?
I'll find it really quick. 1 second.
Wow.
So anytime you see people do this, like, okay, I'm going to take an MR2 and it's now at Ferrari. They always look a little janky, or like a Fiero and make it into a Ferrari. It's always a little janky. They actually didn't do too terribly bad with that MR2.
That's actually what's kind of their point, is like this actually looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The two blended type of wheels are kind of weird, but they kind of work.
And you can make some stupid power out of an MR2, so it could actually be pretty competitive.
Yeah, the base on this one is a third generation. It's the MRS.
Interesting. That's really cool. I like that.
I'll throw out some shots. Maybe link it in the description below.
Cool.
I should get better about that. Whenever we talk about an article, I can easily link it into the YouTube description.
Link it into the description down below. Gotta do the point and the like and subscribe and the clicky, all that shit.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell.
Fuck off. Let's move it on to some ZCC.
Yes, so it's not as fantastical as I have been making it out to be, because I've been trying to find good info about this car. I have been failing. I had a whole page of things that I found, and I went to check it today, and it was all gone. So I just scraped some shit together, and this is what we got today. But we are back on to the fastest by the decade. We are on to the 70s, and do you guys want to take a guess?
Can I guess a country first?
Sure.
France.
No.
Italy. Lambo.
Ferrari.
It is the Ferrari Berlinetta Boxer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the Berlinetta Boxer was produced by Ferrari between 1973 and 1984, which kind of made it difficult to find information, because if it's 1980 to 84, it doesn't count for this decade. But I did find some stuff. It was the first in a series of Ferraris to have a mid-mounted flat 12. The Boxer was designed by Leonardo Fioravanti, and was the first mid-engined road car to bear the Ferrari name. It was originally called the 365 GT4 BB, Berlinetta Boxer. It was not officially imported into the U.S. by Ferrari, as Enzo Ferrari believed that emerging environmental and safety regulations and the 55-mile-an-hour national speed limit suggested the company's 8-cylinder engines would suffice in the U.S. market.
Which they would.
There's not a lot of things I like Enzo for, but that kind of shit right there, absolutely.
Just wait. I think I still have it in here. Yeah, I do. Yeah. He made all of these decisions, and it was just like, you can't handle my brand. No. So anyway, dealers in the U.S. contracted independent third parties, made the necessary EPA and U.S. Department of Transportation modifications, such as catalytic converters, and imported them. So Ferrari didn't do it, but third parties did. So you could still get a Berlinetta Boxer in the U.S. And production of the BB was a major step for Enzo, as he felt that the mid-engined road car would be too difficult for his buyers to handle. And it took many years for his engineers to be like, no, like just start selling them. They'll sell. And now it's all they do. So the 365 GT4 BB was updated to the 512 BB in 1976. And 512 refers to the car's 5-liter 12-cylinder engine.
Okay, pause. 5 liters, 12 straight.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck did this sit at?
And
was there more than 2 seats in the car?
No, 2 seats. So it's, yeah. It's a big fucking motor.
Yeah.
What I didn't realize, so 512, 5-liter, 12-cylinder, was a deviation from their normal naming scheme, which I didn't know about, which was using the individual cylinder displacement. So the 365 GT4 had 364 cc's of displacement in one of the cylinders.
Wow.
I didn't know they did
I never knew that.
So 360 Modena, 488 Pista, those are one cylinder displacement.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. And to think there were motors that were 488 cc's as the motor.
Yeah.
One cylinder.
I mean, a K car is what at max 630 cc's, and that's 3 cylinders.
God.
So imagine how tiny those things are. So technically it was a 4.95 liter, but I'll give them the 5. With the 512, they increased compression to 9.2 to 1, and it produced 360 horsepower. Not bad. It had a dual plate clutch to handle the torque and ease the pedal effort. Dry sump lubrication. And the only thing they really did was add, I think, a chin spoiler and wider wheels when they did the 512. And a NACA duct to provide cooling.
Oh.
And twin taillights and exhaust pipes instead of triple exhaust pipes. By the way. 929 of the 512s were produced, and this was the part that I had trouble with. Depending on where you looked, or where I looked online, some said that the 365 GT4 was the one that had the top speed record. Others said it was the 512 Berlinetta Boxer that had the top speed record. Either way, one of them hit 188 miles an hour. And
now, that is the first car. You said 188?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first car since
the record wagon.
20s. Yeah. Wow. When was the wagon? It was in the 40s?
I think.
So we're looking at basically 40 years until someone actually breaks this Model T style action car with its flip hood. Well, this one didn't have the hood. It was
the record wagon was the 30s.
50 years almost.
Didn't it? Where did it go? It hit like 200 and something, I think.
I thought it was 190 something, like 198, 192.
No, it was a ridiculous record.
But
I did find some other kind of 268 miles an hour for the record wagon. Yeah. So it's called a Boxer. It's the Berlinetta Boxer. And we always assume flat engine is a Boxer, but no, this is a flat engine. It's not a Boxer. And apparently A boxer configuration is when the cylinders that are, we'll do it backwards, linked, move in and out at the same time. That's a boxer. This is a flat engine, so they're doing...
So the cam is moving them with their actual...
The crank is moving more like a V, more like a V engine would. So a boxer has to move in and out at the same time. If it's doing, this is really weird, different pistons, that's a flat engine.
Okay.
Basically, yes. That's all I got now that I lost a page of other nifty information. But
so Ferrari's in the game, is what you're saying.
I have a feeling they're not going away. At least, they'll be back at least twice. I feel.
80s. I don't know.
I don't want to spoil anything. Barry and I did have a discussion about the 80s. He might know what the car is now.
Only because I didn't think it was correct. Like, I knew that it was this fast. I just thought something was just like 1 or 2 miles per hour faster.
Technically, yes, but they set the record later.
Yeah. So, anyway.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Fun ZC. It's fun to have our fastest cars back in our segments here. What about left field? We got anything crazy this week?
Really don't. I've been doing some other things, doing some house stuff, so I haven't really put any time in.
All right, cool. So we had a great CZC. Interesting news. Time to move it on to beers for us. So, yeah. Thanks, guys.
See you later.
Have a good midweek.